Is the God of the Bible a moral monster? One of the most common criticisms leveled against the Bible is the claim that the God it presents is a genocidal deity. Critics often cite passages like Deuteronomy 7 verses 1 to 2 to support this accusation. When the Lord your God brings you into the land you are entering to possess and clears away many nations before you, and when the Lord your God delivers them over to you and you defeat them, then you must devote them to complete destruction. Make no covenant with them and show them no mercy. On the surface, this seems to depict a bloodthirsty God commanding his people to exterminate others. Critics conclude that this divine order constitutes genocide, and by extension, argue that the biblical God is immoral, perhaps even comparable to a terrorist. But is this truly the case? Such conclusions are rooted either in a misinformed reading of Scripture or a willful disregard of context. To evaluate the morality of God's commands, one must first understand the full context: historical, moral, and theological. The key to understanding God's command in Deuteronomy begins with a promise made to Abraham in Genesis 15 verse 16. In the fourth generation your descendants will come back here, for the sin of the Amorites has not yet reached its full measure. This verse reveals a critical aspect of God's justice. He withholds judgment until a people's iniquity becomes full. God waited centuries before acting against the Canaanites, who had degenerated into rampant immorality and violence. This was not a sudden or arbitrary act of destruction. It was a delayed judgment. The gravity of the Canaanites' sins is made clear in Leviticus 18. God warns the Israelites not to imitate the abominations of the nations they are replacing. These included incest, adultery, homosexuality, bestiality, and, most horrifically, child sacrifice. Verse 21 specifically commands, "Do not give any of your children to be sacrificed to Molech, for you must not profane the name of your God. I am the Lord." In verses 24 to 28, God explains that these detestable acts defile the land itself and warranted divine punishment. Even the land was defiled, so I punished it for its sin, and the land vomited out its inhabitants. If you defile the land, it will vomit you out as it vomited out the nations before you. Critics rarely ask, why would a morally perfect God command such a severe act unless something was profoundly wrong with the Canaanite civilization? Instead, many rush to condemn the biblical narrative without fully exploring the reasons behind these judgments. The truth is that God's justice is not capricious. He does not punish the innocent. The Canaanites were not